What a guy. All right, here we go. Back with you live on a Monday night from Bowdens in College Town. Welcome to Inside Seminole Football with the head coach Mike Norvell. Always great talking all things Florida State football here on a Monday night, as it is an exciting week. Florida State and Miami, a game we'll talk quite a bit about that has great history and one of the great rivalry matchups in all of college athletics. Again, great to be here with our Seminole family and friends here on a Monday evening, and let's welcome in to the program right now the head coach of the Noles, Mike Norvell, here with us on a Monday night. Coach, it's great to see you as always, and you guys have been able with the Friday game to get a little extra work in already. Hard at it, getting ready for the Miami contest Saturday night.
Yeah, we did, and today was our Tuesday practice. Trying to maximize the time that we have, and it's a big week for our football team. Obviously, a big week, just for our university, this program, in general, and this is a game that every year, 365 days a year, you prepare, to go be your best in this one, and I'm definitely excited to see our team continue to prepare throughout the course of the week. I thought today was a great practice. The guys brought wonderful energy, a lot of physicality. You felt the urgency, not just in what we were doing to implement a plan, but also just a continued work of trying to take another step. And I thought there was a lot of good things that came out of the game there Friday night. Unfortunately, you did not make the plays necessary to come out with the victory in a hard-fought contest. But to see guys that are taking some positive strides to build upon that, for some of the areas, a couple of young players, got some experience and work, and to see them continue to grow and get better. Definitely like the mindset of what I saw today, and obviously we're going to have a great week of preparation, maximizing the time that we have leading up to Saturday. Yeah,
you go back to Friday, and you've watched the film since that point in time. Certainly a lot of areas where, like you said, you like what you saw, but some of those self-imposed mistakes, those are tough when you're on the road in ACC play.
They are, and obviously, Duke is a good football team. I think they're 6-1. They've done a good job throughout the course of the year. But when you turn the ball over 4 times, we had some really tough penalties for us too that also hurt in drives in different situations, and we got to continue to be better there offensively when it comes to finishing plays, to obviously extending drives. Your third downs were not good enough, but when those things, when you're on the road, those are things that you need to be able to do. And I thought we were able to establish a run game, which was something that we've really struggled with throughout the course of the year. So it was good to see some positive elements there. I thought defensively, I thought special teams wise, really, I thought we took a positive step for where we've been, and now we got to continue to build upon that with a great challenge ahead here this week.
Thought defensively you were great on Saturday night. Obviously, if you want to take it one step further, you get a turnover here and there. You had one, and then a penalty took it out. But overall, you hold the team to 180 yards, 70 passing yards. Duke was just 3 of 17 on third downs, and you're able to get in the backfield with 6 TFLs as well in that game. Your guys played with some aggressiveness, it felt like, and with a high level of energy for a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, they did. And, just unfortunately, you got put in some tough situations, and there's still plays. And what I love about your group is, even for the statistical, elements of, playing at a very high level, there's still some plays that we left out there, and plays that we can continue to improve upon, and even in the challenging situations that they found themselves in. But I think that group is starting to really take some positive steps, and some young players that are growing up, that are you see and feel the confidence in how they're playing and what they're doing, and so we need that to continue, and we got to have a great week of work here this week.
Yep, 6 TFLs, a season-high 8 pass breakups as well, as Duke could not get anything going through the air in that contest on Friday night. Hey, time now for our truest hero of the game. We're going to stay on the defensive side of the football. And a guy you and I have talked about in conversation, Omar Graham, Coach, feels like he's healthy now. He's been dealing with injuries for the majority of his career, unfortunately, and he's been able to really step up with the injury to DJ Lundy, and he seems like he's starting to play his brand of football overall, and he was flying around making some big hits.
Yeah, I think the last 2 games of from the Clemson game, obviously they're against Duke on Friday. He's played his best games, and he is healthy. He's moving around. You feel the explosiveness that he can bring. He's an extremely smart football player. He's great in communication. Is in the place where he's supposed to be a majority of the time, and so he's dealt with a lot of adversity, and he's dealt with a lot of challenges, and just the ups and downs of what comes with that. And I'm just proud of Omar for continuing to stay the course and continuing to push and get better. And obviously Friday night, Blake Nicholson didn't play, so we really needed him, Juice to play at a high level. Cam Riley, I know you saw DeMarco Ward out there as well. Getting a little bit more extensive action. So, when one guy goes down, and then at times when multiple guys go down, I mean, just the spotlight and the emphasis of you having to raise your game. And I think OG's done a great job in that. Yeah, 6 tackles, a TFL. The hit on that TFL was a big boy hit. He came up and filled that clear gap, and certainly made his presence felt on Duke running back Peyton Jones. Our truest hero of the game, when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. And our program also brought to you in part by our friends at ABC 27. Get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. And you can watch the re-air of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on ABC 27 here in Tallahassee. Just getting started on Monday night, another edition of Inside Seminole Football with the head coach Mike Norvell. We'll continue to talk about the matchup coming up this week with Miami, and we will also look at some of the bright spots of this Florida State football team in all phases here right now. We'll take a time out, back with more live from Bowdens in College Town. We're back after this break.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Around here, there's an undeniable spirit. It's like it's always been there. You just feel it. It energizes. It connects. It grows at every intersection in its path. And when met with our passion to win, well, it can be downright powerful. At Scott & Wallace, it's this spirit that fuels us. Scott & Wallace, the official law firm of the Florida State Seminoles.
Your extraordinary brain, a network of microscopic vessels so long they could circle the Earth 3 times. As your body's command center, it's the force behind your every thought, every memory, and every impulse. It's what makes you, you. And it's what drives us towards advanced technologies and cutting-edge treatments to create the most comprehensive neuroscience program in North Florida and South Georgia.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
Next Sunday when the TV networks announce game times for our next matchup there. But you take a look at some of the fun stuff going on. Everybody is getting after it right now. It's that crossover season with Florida State Athletics. Soccer coming off a dominating 7-1 win over Pitt yesterday. They've got a big match Friday night, senior night with number 4 North Carolina in town. That's a 7 p.m. start. Volleyball's a top 20 program right now, doing some great things. They play at North Carolina on Friday night as well. And hoop season is here. Women's basketball, an exhibition on Wednesday night at the Tucker Center at 6 p.m. Men's basketball exhibition action Thursday night at the Tucker Center. That is at 7 p.m. Coach, we talked about your defense and how that group, even with some of the injuries you're dealing with in the linebacker room, how you guys are staying connected from front to back overall. How do you feel like that connectivity defensively has improved and grown as the season has continued to move along?
No, I mean, I think those guys, it comes with the experience. Obviously, as young as we are at linebacker and those guys that have really kind of been forced into action, I think you see them building in their confidence each and every week. And, they kind of help tie everything from the back to the front. And, I see guys, playing fast. I thought our defensive back group was, probably their best game of the season. I mean, just so aggressive to the ball. Guys, doing a good job staying in leverage, making sure they're you're capitalizing on the opportunities to when the ball came their way, and it's just playing with more and more confidence as each week goes by, and continuing to put in the work, and that's something that just overall with our football team, and I was really pleased with the way that our defense played. But one of the things that I was probably as happy about of anything was just their encouragement, and even throughout the course of the game, there were some obviously tough moments offensively that we experienced. I mean, those guys defensively would continue to come over, continue to encourage. They continue to support the fact that we're going to go get this done. We'll do what we need to do, and it's what you want to see, these guys continuing to fight. And obviously our record is not where we want it to be. It's obviously there's been a lot of challenging moments that we faced, but you have a team that cares about each other, and they're continuing to make the investments. They're continuing to push. They're continuing to work, and I believe that we're going to take that step. And obviously this is a huge week for us, and we need to see that that happen. But I am grateful for these guys and just the mindset of what they're bringing, and I think that side of the ball has really done a nice job in elevating their game.
One of those veteran corners for you is Fentrell Cypress, who, man, it felt like for whatever reason Duke thought they'd try and pick on him with slant routes and throw the ball his way throughout the game, and he was having none of it. He was locking down any guy that was in front of him. He had a couple of PBUs on Friday night, and he's been a guy for you that has come in and has, even this year, Coach, last year getting his feet under him in our system. This year, it seems like he's taking it to another level.
Yeah, I think our corner positions played really well, and with AZ, Ventrell, with Q, when he's got his opportunities to get in there, has made some plays, and I think Ventrell, really provides such a consistent performer, and I mean he's physical in the run game whenever he gets to those opportunities. Obviously, I was proud of him the other day for the ball disruption and being able to get the ball out with the PBUs, but you see him, majority of the time is right where he needs to be when he needs to be there, and I think that he's been just a great person for us just within this team of an illustration of consistency and what it looks like and how he comes to work. He's not the most talkative person in the world, but I really just got a lot of respect for how he does the things that he does, and I was glad he had a big game there the other day.
Yeah, going into last weekend, he was one of 15 active players in college football with 25 career pass breakups or more, talking about his longevity and his results, the way he's gotten it done. He looked great on Friday night in so many ways. Your safety position, obviously Shai has been a mainstay, but you've been able to move some guys next to him, and some younger guys have stepped up and grabbed some opportunities there. KJ Kirkland, a guy we've talked a lot about, and Devontae Brown's not a young guy. He's kind of young in our program and play a lot of college football, but he was back out there on Friday night and flying around and making some plays for you in the back end.
Yeah, I thought Devontae, Ashton Barker, also got some quality reps, and I think you see KJ continuing to grow, and he's one of those guys that the door of opportunity opened, and he's taking advantage of it, and I do think that he's got a great future in front of him. It was good to see those guys that got to go in and get an opportunity to play. They elevated their game, they played at a high level. Still some things that we get to clean up on and continue to focus with our improvement. But I think Shai has actually gotten a lot better throughout the course of this year. Some things earlier that showed up that weren't to his standard of expectation, and he's really locked in his practice habits and the things that he's doing to try to get to make the improvement, and I think that's showing up great for him on game day, and I think he's playing at a high level as well.
Yeah, you see him every day after practice. He's working the tackling dummy. He's going out. He's running and creating more opportunities for himself, putting in that extra work.
Well, everybody talks about wanting to get better, and they want to see the improvement, they want to see the results, but it comes down to the work, and obviously the belief in what you're willing to give for what you ultimately want to receive, and we've got a lot of guys that are doing that, and you don't always, sometimes you don't always see the immediate result of that. You don't always get the immediate payoff, but if you'll continue to chop away at it, if you'll continue to pour in, it will show up, and even if it's just the smallest of incremental gains, then it will build up over time, and I think Shai's really seen that throughout the course of this season.
Yeah, Shaheem Brown, leading tackler for this Florida State defense under Adam Fuller right now, and continuing to improve game in and game out. The Noles held Duke to 70 passing yards on Friday night. That's the fewest allowed by an ACC team against a Power 4 conference opponent this season. So Florida State defensively swarming in that category, and the 8 pass breakups the highest since 10 in that ACC championship win at the end of 2023. Well, continuing along here on a Monday night, as our program is brought to you in part by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Seminole Football brought to you in part by our friends at Florida Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud partner of Florida State Athletics. And introducing the official vodka of Florida State Athletics, SV Vodka, crafted for a smooth taste. SV Vodka is 100% vegan, perfect for those who value purity in every sip. Experience the unique blend of tradition and innovation with SV Vodka, the official vodka of Florida State Athletics. Well, coming up next, live from Bowdens in College Town, is a special teams unit that is one of the best in college football, and we had a young man showing off those sweet feet on Friday night. We'll tell you about that and more when we return, live from Bowdens in College Town. More Inside Seminole Football after this timeout.
Hey Seminole fans, this is Josh Storms, head strength and conditioning coach for Florida State football. Are you tired of sleeping hot? I was too. ChiliPad has a solution for that. ChiliPad works with your existing mattress. It's a temperature-regulated, water-based mattress topper that precisely controls your bed temperature from 55 degrees to 115 degrees. Visit www.sleep.me/Seminoles and see why ChiliPad bed cooling systems are the official bed cooling partner of Florida State athletics. That's sleep.me/Seminoles.
Dining room, picnic, tailgate, or conference room. Whichever table you gather around, we'll be sure there's plenty to go around. Bring them together with barbecue. Grab Sonny's to go, or let us cater your next shindig. Available for pickup, delivery, or set up and serve. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Your extraordinary brain, a network of microscopic vessels so long they could circle the Earth 3 times. As your body's command center, it's the force behind your every thought, every memory, and every impulse. It's what makes you, you. And it's what drives us towards advanced technologies and cutting-edge treatments to create the most comprehensive neuroscience program in North Florida and South Georgia.
And if you're in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown, where parking is always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport and at Doak Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown today. Well, welcome back. Inside Seminole Football Monday night, live from Bowdens in College Town as the Noles gearing up, getting ready for the Miami Hurricanes here coming up this Saturday night, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, a 7 p.m. Eastern kick. We're on the air on the radio side at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Seminole Sports Network from Legends. Coach, man, I tell you what, your specialist group is really impressive right now. It's a group where there's so many coaches. The entire staff gets involved. JP's obviously the special teams coordinator. Carter Barfield has done a great job, I know, working with the kickers and snappers day in and day out. Overall, man, that's a group that has really come forward for you and done their jobs the way you want them to.
Absolutely, and I thought special teams showed up big. I mean, when you look back at the course of the game, obviously the big kickoff return for a touchdown with Sam Singleton. I mean, it was really a special moment for him and that whole unit. You looked at Alex. I mean, I think he was 50 yards a punt, and being able to flip the field when we had to do that, and then it was the first time this year that we actually did have a mishap on one of our field goals, just with a little bit of the operational issue, and but then even the response, Ryan did a great job of being able to go to the next kick, and obviously it was really big, and then AJ Cottrell got a punt block there in the game, so I mean just a fake punt that showed up as well. So I mean, all those plays or things that you continue to build off of, and you got to continue to take some of that positive momentum and take it to another level here as we get into the next week. But really proud of the way that our guys are showing up there in special teams.
Yeah, big congratulations. Samuel Singleton Jr. was named the Specialist of the Week in the ACC here this week for his 95-yard kickoff return and his performance against Duke. 165 kickoff return yards, 7th highest total in Florida State football history. That was accomplished by old Sweet Feet himself, Samuel Singleton Jr. And that was a play where in this new era, new year with the tablets on the sidelines, you guys noticed some things even in game on those tablets right away that allowed you to make a couple adjustments to set up that touchdown play.
Yeah, and I think that's something that complements players of being able to take a few little tweaks that we needed to do there in our return game from the first early opportunities, and to be able to apply it coming out in the second half gave us a great spark. I mean, our guys, there's so much work that we put into our special teams unit, and to have those opportunities for game-changing plays and to be able to execute that in the moment was really big, and I was just proud of that entire unit.
Yep, Samuel Singleton, the only freshman with a kickoff return touchdown in Power 4 college football right now. So a pretty impressive moment, and I think we're going to see a lot more of those from him coming this year and beyond. You talked about Mastro. He was named a midseason All-American by 3 media publications last week. And Ryan Fitzgerald, what a weapon for you when, obviously you want to put the ball in the end zone. That goes without saying. But to have a guy when you cross the 50, to be able to think about as a play call, like, okay, we've got this here from 50 plus. He's the only kicker in college football with 4 field goals of 52 yards or more this season. I mean, that's a huge weapon for you when you're trying to get it rolling.
Absolutely, and I mean, and it's really, for Ryan, I just love the growth throughout his career, and he's been through the highs and the lows. He's really experienced it all, and he's such a consistent performer, and the guy that and I'm talking about practice. Obviously what he does. I mean, I think he's working on his 3rd degree right now.
Yeah.
You're here at Florida State. I mean, he's everything that he does. I mean, he pours his heart into, and I mean, he's done a great job within the community, giving back. Just as a wonderful example of what it is to be a Seminole, and really proud of him, and you're excited to see him continue throughout the rest of the season, and in all the days that are going to be ahead for him, because I mean he's just got such a bright future in store.
Time now for our keys to success, brought to you by Scott & Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics. Scott & Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Coach, let's talk offense. Your best rushing attack of the season. You guys were physical in that area. Cam Davis, Lawrence Toafili did some good things. You got some plays with the 2 QBs with their legs as well. Running the football is something you've wanted to get better at, I know, throughout the year, and that's something you pride your offense on. What did you see in this particular game that led to the success rushing the football for your group?
I mean, I thought we were able to create some run seams, and that's been one of the things that you're just trying to create space, and it's a 3-tier approach when it comes to that. It's obviously the O-line, obviously the running backs, the tight ends and receivers, because sometimes it's there on the first level, sometimes it gets there to the second or third level, and so everybody has a job to do and a responsibility. I thought the quarterbacks did a good job of being able to force the defense to have to account for them in the times they didn't. We were able to get out on the perimeter and obviously gain some positive yards in that regards. But I thought the running backs, you were able to get them there to the second level, and I know Cam had a couple nice runs. Being able to make people miss, always moving forward. LT, same thing. And so if we can continue to build upon that, there was a few things we did with personnel that with Andre Otto and Jalen Early there at the guard position, getting more reps there. I thought there were some good things that they did, and still some much like we talked about earlier, even with the quarterbacks. When you're young in your career and you get that experience, well, now you get to go take a positive step and build upon even some of those mistakes. And those guys now have a couple games under their belt. So looking forward to them going and you obviously building on those experiences.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, coming up next here on the program, we'll take a look at our Bowden's historical matchup from Florida State and Miami, and there's not much more you have to say to get fired up for this one with this game coming up on Saturday night. Back here at Bowden's in College Town after this timeout. More Inside Seminole Football on the way. Stay with us.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sights, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
And welcome back. Bowden's here in College Town. Inside Seminole Football on Monday night with the head coach Mike Norvell as Florida State and Miami on Saturday night. A 7 p.m. Eastern kick. And we're on the air on the radio and the audio side at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you download that FSU Game Day app. Take us with you wherever you go. Hey, let's get into these are always so much fun to go back and take a peek back. Our Bowden's historical matchup and historical game. We like to take a peek back. We take you back to 1993. Number 1 Florida State, number 3 Miami. There's Sean Jackson sweeping around right end, headed to pay dirt with a 69-yard touchdown run in front of a record-setting Doak Campbell Stadium crowd. And nothing like Charlie Ward to Matt Fryer from 72 yards out, the longest passing play by the Seminoles in the history of the series with the Hurricanes. And there's the great Charlie Ward getting into the end zone with a 2-yard touchdown run. And Devin Bush able to put the nail in the coffin, a 40-yard pick six en route to a 28-10 win for the Noles that day at Doak Campbell Stadium. And you see Charlie Ward's jersey in the Moore Center, one of the all-time greats to ever do it. That was a big game that thankfully didn't have to come down to a kick in the early 90s as the Noles put them away early. You saw a shot of a disappointed Dwayne Johnson on the sidelines, The Rock, who of course played for Miami. Presented by Bowden's, of course, the home here of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell, here each and every Monday night during the football season, 7 to 8 p.m. live from Bowden's in College Town. Don't got to say a whole lot, do you? You say Florida State and Miami, and let's go, boys. Let's go get them.
No, it's absolutely, and I think our football team. I mean, there's 2 games that you that we will talk about, you know, at the beginning of every offseason, at the beginning of the start of fall camp, and you know, this is one of them. And you know, this is a game that you know, I tell them every, you know, each time when we get to this game week. I mean, this is one that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And you know, a lot of guys that we have that are from South Florida, a lot of guys, you know, that are friends with players that we're going to go up against, and you know, you get an opportunity for all of it. And you know, you got to go out there and you got to play your best. You know, obviously they've had a great start to their season. They're playing at a very high level, but you know, records aside and opportunity in front of you, man, let's get ready to go play it, and you'll go put our best foot forward.
Noles have won 10 of the last 14 games in the series, including each of the last 3. And the last time we were at Hard Rock playing the Canes, it was a special night, winning 45-3, the largest margin of victory in a road game for the Noles in that contest. It's 60. This is how crazy this series is. In 68 meetings all time between Florida State and Miami, only 6 total points separates the two in 68 games all time. That's a prominent illustration about what these games are all about. And like you talked about, when it comes to you know, the world of recruiting, bragging rights, and as so many guys, you got high school teammates played against each other, and this is a big one for the former players as well. No doubt.
It's everybody, and you know, it's for our university. You know, and obviously, you know, the players that we have. I mean, they're excited, and they're excited for you know, what's ahead. And you know, I think it showed up that you know, since we got back, you know, here on Saturday and started to go to work, you know, building for this week, and it was very active practice today. We're going to have a great next couple of days in our preparation. But I mean, you know, you're not going to need a motivational speech for this one. And to go on the road, we know there's going to be a lot of adversity. We know we're going to face you know, plenty of challenges. But you know, this, like I said earlier, I mean, this team, you know, they care about each other. They care about you know, what we represent, and obviously this is a big opportunity in front of us.
Coach, always great seeing you. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great week getting ready. We'll see you Saturday night.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out, and go Noles.
Comments of the head coach, Mike Norvell, is our program brought to you by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking and unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Coming up, he's a top receiver in this Florida State offense, joined by Ja'Kai Douglas here on the main table. When we come back, live from Balance in College Town, Inside Seminole Football. We're back after this timeout.
Around here, there's an undeniable spirit. It's like it's always been there. You just feel it. It energizes. It connects. It grows at every intersection in its path. And when met with our passion to win, well, it can be downright powerful. At Scott & Wallace, it's this spirit that fuels us. Scott & Wallace, the official law firm of the Florida State Seminoles.
Dining room, picnic, tailgate, or conference room. Whichever table you gather around, we'll be sure there's plenty to go around. Bring them together with barbecue. Grab Sonny's to go, or let us cater your next shindig. Available for pickup, delivery, or set up and serve. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
All right, great to be back Monday night, live from Bowditz in College Town. It is the home of Inside Seminole Football. My name is Jeff Culhane. Great to be here as the Noles getting ready to take on the Miami Hurricanes Saturday night, 7 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium down in Miami Gardens. As our program brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. They are mean on stains and green on earth. Try new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown here in Tallahassee. And time for our Gear of the Week presented by our friends at Garnet and Gold. And we'll get a shot of our mannequin over here. This week's item is a women's Nike Tri-Blend T-shirt with the Florida State Seminoles logo on that. Women's Nike Tri-Blend T-shirt with that Seminole logo on it. Ladies, yes? You like it? Cheer squad says yes. We got thumbs up there from the cheer team here at Bowdens on Monday night. Garnet and Gold has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Visit one of the 3 locations here in Tallahassee and pick up your new game day gear. Hey, how about a big round of applause? Florida State's leading wide receiver this season, home of Louisiana's finest. Give it up for Ja'Kai Douglas, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, too.
How are you? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
You're doing great. You've had a tremendous year, 22 catches, 350 yards, a couple of touchdowns. You're leading this squad in those categories as a receiver. How do you feel like, Ja'Kai, your game has grown here this season? What have you felt like out there as a senior?
Oh, man, as a senior, I felt that I improved my game a lot. I know I've been here for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Going from running back to receiver, but being a complete receiver, I feel like my game has improved. But then I'm going to keep continuing improving my game and, keep listening to Coach Norvell and keep yelling at me every day.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, as you work with multiple quarterbacks in the system, Ja'Kai, describe the challenge of developing rhythm with multiple guys in the season when you're having different quarterbacks you work with in practice and also in different games as well.
Oh yeah, the rhythm with the QBs is I don't have no problem with the rhythm. When it comes to the rhythm, each practice I work with each QB. I work with Brock, DJ, Luke. Either of those guys just to get a chance to catch those balls and know their tempo of the game, and so I can know what they're looking at and I could be comfortable with them.
What do you think of Luke on Friday night? Seemed like he let it rip and showed off his arm strength as a young guy out there throwing the ball around the yard for you.
Yeah, man, Luke was comfortable as a freshman. I seen him do great things as a freshman, and he's going to be a great guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You always seem like a guy that when we need a big play, you step up and you make a big play. Do you get a sense of that in the moment when the offense maybe needs something to happen? You get a kind of a vibe or a feeling during the game like, hey, I'm going to go out and make a play right now for us, get us going a little bit?
Yeah, I do. But when my opportunity is there, it comes, and I seize that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing whatever I need to do in that field to help the team, and I'm going to just keep doing it.
You definitely are. There's no doubt. As we're talking with Ja'Kai Douglas, fifth-year senior wide receiver at Oklahoma, Louisiana. We talk a lot about special teams. You've been a guy that's been a part of special teams during your career here. Mm-hmm. As a veteran and a skilled player, how proud were you to see Sweet Feet Samuel Singleton Jr. rip off that 95-yard kickoff return for a score on Friday night?
Oh, man, it was great, man. We prepared for this. We prepared special teams each and every day. We meet. And Coach Norvell and Coach JP harp on those things, and we knew like every week Coach Norvell harp on we're gonna bust one this week, and this was the week that it happened.
It happened. Yeah,
I seen him. I think it was like the third one. I thought he was gonna bust it, but the fourth one I said, "Yeah, it's coming," and he did it.
He told me today that I think you're right. It was the third one where he was like, you know what?
He broke a little bit. And he broke to like the 30.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man.
He thought he was going to get that one, and then we were talking with Coach earlier that they looked at some things on the tablets.
Yeah.
Got some scouting going on, and that was a big moment certainly early on to start off the second half. You have blocked a kick in your career back in 2020 against Duke. You blocked a punt during your first season here, and this has been a program that's been able to do that quite a bit. What is it about the preparation within, practice, the film room, that allows guys like yourself, Shaheem, Pat Payton. We saw A.J. Cottrell get a punt. It's been 4 games in a row now. We blocked the kick. Describe that for everybody.
Yeah, going back to, Coach JP and then Coach Norvell, harping on the things in those meeting rooms. And then, the techniques and fundamentals at practice, the little things we do just to get off those blocks and how to get off those blocks to get to those punts and, just little things to, to get us by.
Little things turn to big things. That's
little
for
things
sure.
turn to big things, and you see it.
There's no doubt about it. All right, Jakai, Florida State and Miami. Don't have to say much else to get you fired up for this one, right? We've won 3 in a row, 10 of our last 14 games. You got a big smile on your face as I talk about it. As a player, what's this week like?
It's a big week. Every week is a big week, but this is a big week for Florida State. And, this week, today, felt like it was a great week. A great practice. We prepared and a great preparation. And, we're going to come back tomorrow and prepare. And I feel like that Coach Norvell got a great plan for us.
Yep.
And I'm a believer and trust it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got family coming to this game. You were telling me during the break, your mother is going to be at the game. It's her first game at Miami she's been to. Is that right?
Yes, her first time in Miami.
First time?
Yeah, and I told her, well, she didn't tell me, but she told me this is my last, since it's my last year, and she wants to come see me in Miami, and this is our first time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's got to get you fired up, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be fired up.
There you go.
Got to get in the box for my mother.
That's right. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, keep up the great work. We appreciate watching you do your thing, and thank you so much for your time tonight. Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you go. Shakai Douglas, ladies and gentlemen. He's the top dog right now in this wide receiver room, leading the Noles in receptions and yards and receiving touchdowns here this season. We'll take a break. We'll talk more offense. Ron Dugans, who knows about having success against Miami during his playing days. We'll talk with Coach when we come back. Back here after this timeout. Stay with us. More Inside Seminole Football.
Strength, determination, passion. When you need a fighter, when you need someone to have your back, when it's all on the line, we'll be right there. Scott and Wallace, the official law firm of the Florida State Seminoles.
Your extraordinary brain, a network of microscopic vessels so long they could circle the Earth 3 times. As your body's command center, it's the force behind your every thought, every memory, and every impulse. It's what makes you, you. And it's what drives us towards advanced technologies and cutting-edge treatments to create the most comprehensive neuroscience program in North Florida and South Georgia.
Hey Seminole fans, this is Josh Storms, head strength and conditioning coach for Florida State football. Are you tired of sleeping hot? I was too. Chili Pad has a solution for that. Chili Pad works with your existing mattress. It's a temperature-regulated, water-based mattress topper that precisely controls your bed temperature from 55 degrees to 115 degrees. Visit www.sleep.me/Seminoles and see why Chili Pad bed cooling systems are the official bed cooling partner of Florida State Athletics. That's sleep.me/Seminoles.
All right, back on Monday night, Bowden's in College Town. Welcome back, Inside Seminole Football here this evening, talking all things Florida State football. And our program brought to you in part by Grassroots Coffee. Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of Florida State football. Grassroots Coffee, also the official coffee of the Battle's End. And every time you drink Battle's End Blend, you support FSU athletes. Order Battle's End Blend today at grassrootscoffee.com. Mark Lowe, same spot at the bar. Appreciate you, Mark, showing your support of Inside Seminole Football and Florida State Athletics. And did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported, is not funded by tax dollars? Because of this, we rely on fans just like you to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best possible chance to achieve success on and off the field. Seminole Booster membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great membership benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more or join. That's SeminoleBoosters.com. Well, let's give it up to former Knoll great, Seminole great, wide receiver coach Ron Dugans here with us at the main table. It's a fun week as a player, a coach, and as former guys. I'm sure you guys have group texts talking about this week as well, Coach. You were a guy during your career that never lost to the Miami Hurricanes, wearing the garnet and gold. That's got to feel, that's a nice one to hang over the heads of some of your guys out there, right?
Yes, it is. I got a brother that talks a lot of trash, and I simply remind him that, I've never lost to him.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you had some very successful games during your career as a player here at Florida State. As you get ready and prepare for this week, obviously they're having a heck of a season, top 5 team right now in college football overall. Kind of just take me through the week as you look at it, steps to continue to improve and get better. What are some of the things you and your group are working on right now?
Catching the football.
There you go. All right. there you go.
Obviously this is a big-time game.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, it's a game that we never talk about until the week of the game.
Yeah.
And just the preparation, all the things that go into it, we're focused on us.
Yeah.
The things that we have to improve on, the things that we got to get fixed so we can go out and perform on Saturday.
Yeah.
But the guys know that the week of practice or who we're going against, it's a big-time rivalry. Mm-hmm. And it's guys that's played in the rivalry. There's some guys that'll be their first time, playing in it. But we're focused on the things that we can control. We're focused on the things that we need to get fixed to go out so we can compete at a high level, on Saturday. So that's been like today was good practice for us. And we're just taking, one step at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah.
One practice at a time. And that's been the mindset, the power of one,
mm-hmm.
Just being focused on the first step, things that's right in front of them.
Talking about eliminating some of those miscues, some of the drops. You're a guy that played the game at a high level, national champion, played in the NFL, and as a receiver, I'm sure you go through it at times where it's almost like the yips. Maybe it's like a free throw shooter trying to block out some of the noise to make some of the shots. As a coach, how do you address some of that stuff? Do you talk about it? Do you not? Or you just work and just get better?
Well, for one, you got to work.
Yeah.
Then you got to get back to the basic fundamentals, of the skill sets you got to have to catch the football. Sometimes guys, may try to run before they catch the ball.
Yeah.
Now you can't get yards out of the catch if you don't catch it first.
Right.
So just being locked in mentally, and it starts with confidence.
Yeah.
And just giving the guys confidence through the work, at practice, before practice, after practice, and even on days off.
Sure.
Putting that extra time in, so you can go out and finish plays, consistently.
Yeah. How about Ja'Kai Douglas? We just talked to him a moment ago. 5th-year senior, leading you right now in receptions, yards, touchdowns. What have you appreciated the most? How proud are you of him with the strides he's made during his career?
Well, I'm challenged Ja'Kai.
Mm-hmm.
We usually meet, one-on-one once or twice a week, and I really challenged him, to grow, not only just by showing it by example, but being a leader in that room. And being an example for the younger guys in that room.
Yeah.
And he's accepted the challenge.
Yeah.
He stepped up and made some big-time plays for us, really in big-time games since he's been here. And but he's been the most consistent guy, in that room. And looking forward to him taking off even more here in the near future.
Absolutely. More to come. One more segment on the way with Florida State wide receivers coach Ron Dugans back at Bowden's in College Town after this timeout. Stay with us.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sights, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
As you're watching on the stream, there's the Dugans family doing the chop over there, the war chant, huh? I like it. It's looking good and having fun here on Monday night. Live from Bowdoin's in College Town. Bowdoin's a proud partner of Florida State Athletics and, of course, the home of Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. We're here every Monday night during the football season live in College Town from 7 to 8 p.m. Big thanks to our friends here at Bowdoin's. Looking forward to a lot of great shows here in the future. Hey, can we give a big round of applause for our two cheerleaders that made their way? Madeline and Maggie, we appreciate them so much. Thanks for coming on out. We appreciate that. And I wanted to wish a good friend a happy birthday, Nancy Benavides, who is a huge Seminole supporter. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday to Nancy. Obviously big with the College of Law here at Florida State University. Her husband, Chuck Walsh, a great friend and a sports information director for men's basketball. So happy birthday to Nancy. We appreciate her support and her friendship of Florida State athletics and Florida State football. All right, Coach, let's talk about the game plan a little bit from a standpoint of what you've seen from Miami on film. Obviously, they're playing some good football. They're 7-0, and defensively, I know they're an aggressive group. Anytime you get together, there's going to be a lot of athleticism out there on the field.
Yeah, when you get to a game like this, you know, both sides of the ball, you know, you got a lot of athletes, you know, that's played a lot of football, and those guys have played some ball together. You know, they do a really good job of, you know, chasing the football and playing together on defense. You know, obviously they're up front is really good. Yeah. You know, really good up front. You know, they complement each other. It seems like when one guy gets hurt, just another, like, who is that? Yeah. You know, like another one steps in. You know, but they do a really good job of flying to the football, and you know, they force you to drive the field and make explosive plays. You know, on the football field. So I'm excited about the opportunity that we have against them. You know, but it's going to be a battle. It doesn't matter in this game, you know, what the record is. Yeah. You know, because in a rival game like this, you know, they're going to make plays, we'll make plays, and it's all about how you respond, you know, when those plays, you know, are done. So we're excited about the challenge. You know, they'll be excited as well, but, you know, it's not about them, it'll be about us.
Coach, you got about 30 seconds, but talk to me about a couple of your young guys, Lawayne McCoy, Elijah Moore, two guys that are playing a little bit for us right now, but I know you have high expectations for him. I
do, and Lawayne McCoy, you know, he's stepping up. He's made some really good plays for us in practice, you know, as well as Elijah Moore, a bigger receiver. Yep. You know, I like the progress that he's making right now. You know, so I'm excited for him. And then another one, B.J. Gibson, you know, who stepped up. And we've been meeting with those guys, you know, just about every day during the week. And those three guys have really stepped up this week to the challenge, you know. So I'm excited about all three of those guys. When you talk about the young guys that can come in and possibly contribute.
Yep. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you. Absolutely.
Yes,
good luck this weekend.
Yes,
Ron Dugans with us here at our main stage. That's going to do it. Inside Seminole Football. We'll see you in South Florida on Saturday night. Have a great night, Knowles.